and my number 9's about to be done, but I'm taking one of yours with me for sure here. Chance the Rapper, Starline,
Whoa.
sitting at 9 for me.
That was my number 4.
There are some weaker songs towards the end of the record that just haven't clicked with me. Even seeing them live didn't change my opinion of them.
Right, and you saw him live.
Which
so
I
that's-
saw him live, and I was right there, man. I was right freaking there. I was so close to just taking him for myself. In general, the highs heavily outweigh those lows that I previously mentioned. No pun intended to the highs and the lows.
In my view, it's the best rap album in the conscious style from this year. Very well balanced. It catches your attention early, delivers interesting messages right off the bat.
He has a lot to
gets
talk about.
into his stuff about his divorce. And I think it's important to note how much the odds were maybe a bit stacked against him.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the task he had in terms of reestablishing his reputation was quite the momentous task, and I think that he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I was debating putting him in honorable mentions at one point, but just because, just comparatively, such an outstanding comeback record, it definitely raises it for me. It's like, wow, this is, and it's Chance the Rapper, man. I always have a soft spot for Chance. I've missed his voice and his sound, even if his sound has matured a lot since.
Yeah.
And it's not the acid rap and it's not the coloring book.
Definitely like Back to the Go and Ride were some of my early favorites in terms of like the accessible hits. You needed to have those hits, but you also had to have more downbeat moments that still kept your attention and where he was saying interesting things, like on No More Old Men.
Great song.
He said quite a lot, and I think it's similar to the JID project in that, like, when you start to break down his lyrics, you might find more meaning. We haven't really heard a full thing from him in 5 or 6 years, so there was a lot for him to draw on in terms of experiences.
He had a lot to talk about, and that's like looking back, seeing the 6-year hiatus of him dropping. He was dropping singles pretty frequently, but just seeing him go on these trips to Ghana, and even with the divorce and things like that, like you can kind of pinpoint, okay, this stuff needed to happen for him to write a record that's this good. It's songs that didn't work. Gun in Your Purse, just Young Thug and T. Kareem's features just aren't very good to me. For whatever reason, Speed of Light also just does not work for me. It kind of just goes in one ear out the other. Even hearing it live, I'm just like, it's a bit underwhelming. No one's really vibing to this one. It's kind of just,
it's a little bit background
a
filler.
bit filler. Even the song Pretty as well.
I'll agree with you on that one, not making much of an impact. All in all, like, this is an hour and 7-minute project. I'm glad he gave us heaps, and it's not all great, but it kept me entertained through. And there's stuff that, like, I'm gonna give it some grace, and I'm gonna give it some time.
For sure,
and,
it's his first record in 6 years. Like, exactly. And that's my Chance bias definitely plays into that of just like, it's Chance, man. I gotta give it to him. Curious to see where he goes from here. I don't think it's gonna be a 6-year wait, so probably sooner rather than later we're gonna get a new Chance record, and let's see what happens.